Hey, look at that. New bedding yesterday, Monday, March 9th. It would be 7 in the morning, but, we had to change. Had to change our time. Apparently, we're going to get stuck with daylight savings time year round now. Our illustrious governor, she pulled a bunch of other junk anyway, but she decided that before we changed to daylight savings time last year, that it was going to be permanent. But she insisted that it had to be daylight savings time, so everybody had the extra daylight in the day. Not quite sure where the hell her brain is. 24 hours are in the day. The sun and lunar cycles change the number of minutes per day that are daylight. It's going to change anyway. Yeah. These cows know more about the real time than she does, and I don't know if you can see it, but I see little sparkles in the air above these two cows right here. It's one of those things where, yes, things still can dance even when it's frosted. Part of the sparkles are actually liquid falling because they fall fast, and the other part are falling slowly because basically it's snowing inside. Excuse me. I can hear it dripping off the roof too because the sun's hitting the wall and running down the wall. Anyway, I just thought I'd share that tidbit. And the fact that, look it, whole barn got bedded. I'd show you down toward the calves corner down there, but there's too much light coming in over there to really see it. Everything got done with the grass seed straw bales that they won't eat. They eat a little when it's here, but that's it. Except for the calves corner down there. That actually got done with a couple of good oat bales that were here. Stays a little nicer, a little longer, looks a little better. And I see twine didn't get picked up. At least it's up here and not out there. No, I'm not going to bend over and pick it up right now. My back hurts. It's not something that's going to happen. Got rid of a bunch of that chaff that was stacked in here. Well, piled in here. Fed it yesterday. Oh, what else did we do? I don't know what else we did. It was a day. That's what I'm going to tell you. It was a day. Today's going to be a day too. Number 2 has a special friend who he came to see her from afar. He jumped off a plane Thursday and he goes back on a plane today, and that's how she was able to get all this done yesterday. She put the boy to work. He did a good job. While he was here, there's a light up there that the one bulb was burnt out, and when the roof got redone, all the banging and stuff rotated that particular one in the wrong position, and he shinnied up and fixed that, and a couple other light bulbs that were out. And I said, here, you're taller than me, hell of a lot younger than me. You can reach it. Oh, hey, got something out of him. Sounds like he's going to come back here in a couple weeks and go to the concert with number 2 and number 1 and number 1's fiance. Concert was already planned. Just hadn't been planned for him yet. It was kind of left open as an option, though. So, yeah. That means both girls got a significant other. Yeah, sorry, I'm staring at something out there you can't see. The sunlight's in the wrong spot, I guess. Almost. Oh, I know what it is. There's a gray digger out there in the end of the shadows. Thought it was a bird at first, but not the way it's moving. Yeah, we have issues with those little buggers. He's running across the pasture. Yeah, not my pasture no more. He can chew it up. As long as he stays out of here. he'll probably disappear anyway. Worst thing is we get chipmunks in here once in a while, and they like to chew the wiring out on tractors. Replaced a bunch on the Big Massey a few years ago. Went to start it one day and it wouldn't start. Found the issue, started it. None of the gauges worked. 3 days later, I had everything working. 4 days later, I had a chipmunk in a trap. Yeah. Oh well, I rambled too long. I'll throw more with this later. Today's going to be kind of screwed up, I guess, because we need to mix feed. Need to get some trailers moved. Need to get combine moved, that kind of thing. But I've been told I get to go with everybody to the airport. Go enjoy lunch before he takes off on the big bird and leaves. So, yeah, we get done this morning. Looky there, she's out. That's because she's filling up the shop tanks to keep the furnace going. Didn't run clear out, but I know it's getting really close. Especially when it's, down to like 26 this morning. 24 or something like that. Tends to make the furnace work a little harder. I don't know what the day's going to bring. It's already after 10 and number one ain't here yet. Haven't heard anything from her. Typical. But her fiance's number one driver, he got in a truck wreck a little over a year ago. Damn near tore his arm off out the window. They did surgery on him. He's been back to work, but he's been having some nerve issues because, they opened up the outside of the elbow and put some things back together and thought they were going to have to do the inside, but they didn't. Yeah, they should have. That's what they're doing today, apparently. They got a nerve that's on the wrong side of the bicep or something. I don't know. So they're going to get him fixed up today, so she might be with him. I don't know. Once again, she doesn't tell me everything. Let's see, the rear end sitting up there in front of the shop. That is actually the rear end out of that truck. It was kind of messed up when we got it. I don't know why they had airlines hooked up wrong on one side. So when you release the brakes, you actually set one side. Yeah, makes sense. I think it's the better of the two axles for the buggy inside. From what I can tell, all I got to do, I got one drum to replace the shoes and the shoe springs. So that ain't bad. But that's what it is. Yeah, you probably can't see them. They're hiding in the shadows in there. Number two's filling the tank, and she's got her significant other hiding in there with her. Seems to be a pretty good kid. Friend of mine across the country did a little checking on him for me. Make sure the kid's all right, He's helped out a little here. We've left them plenty of time to go run around and see the sights, that kind of thing. And yeah, we're back in here. Can't see outside again. What do you know? I think the whole actually everybody's outside because almost. She's only got her front feet in, and next year's only got her back ones in, and 3 cows and a bunch of calves in here. Looks like 7 out of the 8 calves are in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Yeah, number 8's probably hiding by that feeder outside in a dry spot, or not a so deep spot. And buckets are upside down because there's nothing here to put in them. I guess we sneak a little of the good grain to these girls tonight. They just don't get near as much because it's a lot more enriched, shall we say. Because I'm pretty sure we're not going to get any feed done today. Might mix the good stuff over there with what's in that water trough right there on top. It's a wheat that we can't feed straight. Mix it and give them not quite as much as normal, and they'll be happy. Give them more than what they need. I don't know what else I was going to say. I guess that's about it. Other than, there she is, parked out in the sunshine. Probably should fire that welder up. It hasn't been started since we worked on that in the generator. At least it works. Better still work. I do still need to put a fuel shut off so I can run it dry, so maybe it won't screw up later. Because unfortunately I just don't get little motors started every couple of weeks like you should. Some little motors don't care. Pressure washer fires up just fine. Had it running yesterday. Ah, yes. Blue Dog. He loves these. He was packing it around earlier and it was like 3/4 full. Now the cap's gone and it's empty. He must have needed some Powerade. There's a set of air cans if you want them. They got torched off. One of them was already torched because it's the only way we could release it before. And we'll show you the good side first. I can't see nothing on the screen because the sun's in it, but that's the good side. The black stuff's undercoating that they coated everything with, and it didn't do the truck any favors. Hopefully you can see this side. This drum's pretty well messed up. I have one drum left off the rear clip that went underneath this truck. And I think I might have half a set of shoes. I don't know. But both sides are going to get replaced. Because if you look close, they're separating. Yep. So, yeehaw. Yeah, she's got him helping. No, we don't have that hose reel hooked up yet. It's still just off the tank. And no, I haven't got a different deal on the end of the cord to plug it in up there. So, you know, little things I just haven't got to. Probably should do that. That way it doesn't get messed up. It is what it is. As long as you don't touch the wrong thing, it goes in there and hooks up just fine. And yay, that's probably about it for now. I might get more later. If not, hey, like, subscribe, ring the bell, makes the girls laugh. They say all of it's free, so you know, one of these years get a lot of subscribers and maybe I'll make a whole couple pennies a video off YouTube and be monetized, and then you'll be stuck watching commercials. Yeah, who knows? If it ever gets there, that's fine. If it don't, that's fine too. In the meantime, another quickie. Last I looked was 603 subscribers. I broke 600. And I think I got a notification of one more since then, so it should be 604. I don't know. I didn't look. Thank you. I'm being paged. Anyway, whether you're the first one to subscribe or the last one to subscribe or anybody in between, I appreciate all of you. Thank you very much. Now I gotta go. Hey, it's Tuesday, about 9:30, give or take. It's still frozen, but it's nice out. Doing it the hard way again. At least for today. So, yay! Will be the 4th bucket full. So, hey, this one plus 3 more of clean bales. And then we can go to these that were bottom bales to go to the calves. And she's loving it. Her backside's still out of whack, so she hurts. I'm about due for getting my nerves burned again, so my backside's out of whack anyway. Thinking about maybe a trip to the chiropractor maybe this week to get straightened up enough that let my blood pressure go down anyway. You know how that goes. A little pain always does something like that. Yeah. Number one says it makes you puke too and it hurts bad enough. Huh. I don't know what I just did. I'm sitting there trying to get those buttons so I can turn it around and it won't do it. Even if I turn it, it won't do it. Oh well. Usually I don't shut it off to do this, but she wasn't in here. She was out, I guess, puking out some snot and getting a drink of water.
Literally.
But she's back, ready to do it again. So, yay. Not like you haven't seen this before, right? Drop it down, throw a bunch of junk in my face. Cut the twine, pull the twine. Trying to find the twine. A little bit of chaff here. I don't know. Shouldn't be mice in it, but this stuff's usually pretty chaffy anyway. You have to see the big bales when we're going down the road out of the field. They shed for a while. Little bales, I don't see it. That's all in the bale wagon. Can't see stuff behind you. You just go. Okay, that's enough of staring at her. Hey, that's just a little cow. You don't want to know what she weighs. She's probably north of 1,500. She was one of the two that we kept that we carried over who didn't calve last year. She was supposed to have calved the 18th of February, I believe. Yeah, we kind of wonder if she didn't slip it or absorb it. One thing about it, she's a big girl. So, number one's gonna stick her hand up her backside and see if we can tell if there's a calf underneath in there somewhere. I don't like them when they're this far over when we have a good date. And she's just too damn big. Too expensive to raise. Only thing she's really good for is hamburger cow. And honest, I think she's probably our biggest cow. She's got two siblings in the next pen over. One of them's a 2-year-old, and I think the other one's a 3-year-old. Oh, and she might have a calf over there too. No, she wouldn't. No, because she didn't have one last year. Never mind. Forget about that one. So we're gonna find out here in a minute, because she's not loosened up or nothing. Hasn't started to bag. She's got nothing going on. So, fun part's getting her to put her head down there in that head gate. Rather do it here than have to go around outside and put her in the chute. Number one's still goofing off. She went to grab an OB glove, and now she's on the phone up there. So, I'm going to let you go and see if I can get her in here, and we'll come back and see what we find. Well, number one says, yeah, she's pregnant. Number one also says she's full of shit.
I'm not even kidding.
She crapped before we started here, and
Twice.
A couple of times, and she's taken about 10 handfuls out. Most of them were up to her elbow. Plus, the cow left another 5-pound or 10-pound pile here. So
Quit.
I told her, let's see if we can figure out how far along she is. Obviously, the date that we had when the vet preg check wasn't a good date. But I think I've said it before, the newer vets, they learn different. It's all off the artery that feeds the uterus, that feeds the calf, and what kind of blood flow is through it. I mean, that's the best way to tell if they're pregnant when they're not very far along. That artery's either got blood flowing or it's not there.
Quit moving shit towards me.
But I'm still a firm believer in the old school way where you reach in and you find the calf. And, you know, we used to have an old vet once that he'd reach in there and say, oh, it bit me. You know, that generally meant that it was at least 5 months along when we preg checked. Might have been it was 6 months along.
Come on.
But they seem to be better that way because, you know, you use your hand as a measuring stick and figure out what you got. And I was figuring on this being about a minute long section of this video, but she's so full, she just keeps pushing it back in the way, and then it's hard to get into where you want to be to feel.
Like this. Hey.
Cows should poop more than once a day.
Yeah.
They eat too much
Come on,
otherwise.
Boom.
She had a friend sticking its head over the gate here a minute
It
ago.
was her daughter.
Which I was going to just say what she said. It was her daughter, and she'd been in and out of heat along with a couple others. And I was thinking, yeah, you don't need to ride her over the gate. But her daughter over there, I think the other bigger one that's over there, I think is her daughter's calf from last year or year before. Heck, I don't know. Yeah, her daughter's a 17 number, so. And the other one, I think, is a 18 number, or a 19, yeah, 18. So I guess they're both her kids. They may not stick around. We've been discussing it because they're just flat too big. They're going to be like her. And the bigger the cow, the more they eat.
Come on.
One of the best cows we ever had was one of my old show heifers years ago that unfortunately we didn't keep. She weighed 900 pounds when she was 2.5 years old. Weaned off a 625-pound calf with no cream feed and no extra help. Her udder never looked full, but it was always solid. That calf could go eat there for 20 minutes, walk away, turn around and do it again. The look of concentration.
For the love of Peter, seriously?
Yeah, we're going on 4 minutes out of this 1 minute segment. Oh, look at that. See, she's going to finally empty some on her own. If we had her in a squeeze chute, we could have squeezed it out of her. And then we'd have to clean the squeeze chute.
She keeps pushing shit out of it.
So, anyway, any of you that haven't done this, yes, it truly is a shitty job. When the vet does it, they usually wear their bibs and try to keep them pinned up so they don't get everything.
Oh, boomer. Oh, my. I don't feel anything yet.
But the artery says there's something there.
No, I don't even feel a calf.
Yeah, but I thought you felt the artery. You said she was pregnant to begin with.
No, I thought I felt the hoof, but I got nothing. Not even one.
Feeling for the artery?
Yeah, and I can't even find it. She's so full of freaking shit.
Hell. Not that I want to ship anything right now, because dairies that are closing their doors in the last couple months and the next couple months pretty much got the market flooded.
Last week it was 68 cents a head for a cow.
You know,
Per pound.
68 on a cold cow ain't bad.
Yeah, that's what Maury said. And he said, if there's ship anything, I do it now.
What I saw on heifers and steers the other day was like $1 to $1.15, and that don't fly. That's in reverse. We're better off buying hay and feeding them out, selling them later for a little more. Yeah, this just tells us we got to have the vet come and semen test.
I can't feel the artery.
Okay, well, now we know. She had to have slipped it. Maybe it was a good date. She could have got banged into something, or she could have got a mouthful of the wrong feed or something along the way.
I can't even.
Worst thing is, I don't dare put her out in front. We'd be feeding twice a day out there instead of once every other day. Which means she stays with the main bunch for now. Unless somebody wants to come pick her up right now, we'll load her up.
She is great.
Yeah, she's pretty friendly.
Her mama was an old show cow that was this tall.
Yeah, her mama was a big girl, man. It actually makes her look small.
Makes her look like a little mom.
Her mama had hoof problems when she got older, but she was good enough to work with that I'd put my shoulder up.
She's confusing me because now...
Now you think you feel some artery?
No, now I think I feel caught a land, but...
Kids, don't do twine. It's not a good thing. Oh, white calves love to chew on twine.
She's open. I know 100%.
Yeah. Anybody wants her, she's pretty good, but her mama was good enough though to work on her front hooves. I put my shoulder in right behind hers, and she'd pick her foot up like a horse.
I was what, 7?
Yeah, you're probably 7 or so, 7 or 8.
That cow would lift her head with me on the end.
Yeah, you have a halter on her, and number one could stand there and the cow would lift her up off the ground. Yeah, stuff happens. Look at that, going on 8 minutes now for your 1 minute video. So I got more than enough to go with this. So hey, like, subscribe, leave a comment. Remember, nothing's ever for sure. We were for sure she was going to have 10 calves in there as big as she is. And she got nothing, so she'd have been a good one to put down the road last fall. Actually, probably been better off the fall before. Fed her for nothing. All right, thanks for watching, everybody.